It's much easier if you're communicating to a specific customer avatar than it is if you're going after the masses. So that's one of the first business advantages that you should be conscious of when you're talking about putting together your marketing campaigns. It's Jesse here. I got another quick training for you. Today I'm going to talk with you about market selection and niching down within that market in order to increase the results of your digital ad campaign. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Jesse. I'm the lead designer at Razor Sharp Networks. For the past decade, we've been helping our clients optimize their online environment and automate their customer and patient lifecycle. Today I'm going to talk with you about market selection and the niching down within that market. But before I do talk with you about the tactics associated with that and the strategy behind it, what I wanted to is talk with you about the value associated with it. First and foremost, from a communication standpoint, it's much easier to communicate with a single customer avatar than it is to communicate to the masses. So from a communication standpoint, when you're talking about originating digital advertising, email marketing, posts, any other type of content that you utilize within a channel in order to try to grab somebody's attention, it's much easier if you're communicating to a specific customer avatar than it is if you're going after the masses. So that's one of the first business advantages that you should be conscious of when you're talking about putting together your marketing campaign. Secondly, the costs associated with targeting individuals or specific individuals is much lower than it is for targeting everybody. Let's give you an example about that. Let's say that you are targeting everybody. You're in a business and you're like, well, I can service everybody, and you go out there and try to do so. Well, the costs associated with getting in front of everybody in a specific market is much higher. Doesn't matter if you're a regional business, doesn't matter if you're marketing on a national level or a international level. The cost associated with getting in front of those people becomes exponentially bigger as your target gets bigger. So if you're thinking about communication, you're thinking about the costs associated with getting in front of people. Of course, niching down is going to be much more advantageous to you and your organization. Even if you have big pockets, you want to make sure that you prove things out, you learn from what it is that you're doing, and you really create a model that is going to give you the ability to scale and grow over time. So that's one of the competitive advantages associated with niching down. Now, second competitive advantages that you want to think about is actual market selection. And one of the things that I wish I would have learned this earlier on in the process, I actually watched a training from Alex Hormozi, who owns acquisition.com and wrote a book called, I believe, $100 Million Offers. He talks about market selection and the importance of market selection whenever you're creating a product and or service and or offer. And he was talking about how he was sitting in a business and or marketing class, and the teacher presented a really profound question to the class. He said, well, when you're putting together a business and an offer, what are the most important characteristics to ensure the success of the offer? And the class went through an exhaustive search in regards to it, and everybody answered wrong. They said location. They said whether or not your product or service is good, the pricing, features, bonuses, all those kinds of things were thrown out there. And at the end of it, the instructor said, well, the most important thing about having a successful offer is making sure that you have a starving crowd or a group of people that are hungry for what it is that you're providing. And he gave an example of a hot dog stand outside of a stadium, and how, a hot dog stand outside of stadiums have the most expensive hot dogs that don't taste really that good. I mean, it's just a hot dog. And what they can do is they can crush it if, they're in front of that crowd that's coming out of the stadium, that have been drinking, that have been, watching the game, been participating in all of that kind of stuff. And as they come out, they're a starving crowd, and that hot dog stand actually sells out. So first and foremost, when you're talking about market selection, you want to make sure that you can identify a market that is hungry for what it is that you provide. So that's the first characteristic of market selection whenever you're developing a product, service, and or an offer. Whether or not you're wanting to open up a new location or expand on your existing one. Secondly, you want to make sure that they have the money to spend what it is that you want to charge, right? A lot of times what we'll do is we'll go into business and we'll create offers that target people that don't have the money, and or we'll have a high ticket offer and we'll target people that don't have the money, or we'll have actually a low ticket offer, and we never can get profitability because we don't charge enough associated with the products and services and the value that we provide. So making sure that your target market has the money to spend, and or you have the ability to charge what it is that you are think that the product is worth is incredibly important when you're talking about picking the right market. Hey there, Jesse here, and this is Not a Glitch. I paused your video for a brief announcement. First and foremost, you've been getting value out of this content. Do me a small favor, give us a thumbs up. We appreciate it very much, and it helps us out with the YouTube algorithm. Let them know we know what it is that we're talking about. Secondly, if you'd like to get access to future trainings, go ahead and jump over to our YouTube channel, subscribe, set up notifications so you don't miss a single one. Lastly, all these videos are meant to be interactive, so if you have any questions about the content I'm sharing, good or bad, go ahead and meet me in the comments section and I'll get those handled for you. Now back to your video. Are they easy to target? So that's another characteristic of a market selection, is can you find places where they currently congregate? Right? There's a lot of groups out there, both in LinkedIn and on Facebook. There's a lot of opportunity if you're a local service provider, in order, Chamber of Commerce and things of that nature, in order to target people that are in a specific demographic and or a specific industry. So if they're easy to target and they have the money to spend on your offer, then that would be great market selection. Is the market growing? And I thought that this was a really great example that Alex Hormozi presented, as he said he had a friend. I don't know if it was Alex Hormozi. Maybe it was a book, an audio book that I was listening to. But somebody that I'd listened to said that they had a friend that was one of the best newspaper advertising salespeople, had a really great product, went out there and was crushing the market. Year over year, though, he was actually declining in market share and in revenue. And the reason for that is, ad revenue from magazine or newspaper sales. Newspapers shrink at a rate of about 25% a year because people are going digital these days. So with that being said, if you service a market that is shrinking, then you're going to have a headwind when it comes to growing your business. And business can be challenging. So you want to make sure that you create as much tailwind and as much momentum that you possibly can for your organization, your business. And so if you're servicing a market that is shrinking, of course, your business is going to have more challenges. You can have more friction associated with growing. So customer lifecycle automation is all about removing friction. One of the ways that we do that is through automation and technology. Another way that we do that is through strategy. And market selection is the first step in the process, making sure that they have the money to pay what it is that you want to charge, to be profitable, that they're easy to target, and that they are in a market that is growing. So those are the three characteristics you want to ask yourself whenever you're talking about market selection. Again, thank you, Alex Hormozi, for clarifying that. We had a great hold on, really niching down within a market, but when we're talking about rolling out new markets, market selection is probably the most important characteristics of the success of your organization. But the number one characteristic that you want to make sure that you're looking for in a market, or you make sure that is present in the market, is you want to know if they are hungry for what it is that you're offering. That's incredibly important. So those are the four characteristics of market selection in regards to creating a customer avatar, or what we call dream customer avatar. Once you get the market selection worked out, what you want to do is within that market, get more niche. I'll give you an example of the process that we went through. So in our market selection, we had verticals that we were servicing in the automotive industry and also the healthcare industry. So what we did is we took a look at those two industries, and we wanted to be in an industry that was recession-proof. We're actually going through a time as we're recording this video where people are concerned about the economy. So in both the automotive industries that we service and also in the medical industries we service, the vast majority of the revenue that service our customers comes from insurance and insurance claims, and or their cash pays. So there's services that people are going to subscribe to regardless what the economy looks like. It's kind of like cell phones. Cell phones are one of those things, are industries that are recession-proof. We'll let go of a lot of things, but we're probably not going to let go of our cell phone and the ability to connect with people over a mobile device. There's just too much convenience that's built into that. So in the automotive industry that we service, a lot of insurance claims and things of that nature. And so there is a lot of deep pockets. So regardless of what the economy is doing, there's always going to be an opportunity to service that market. Now also, on the healthcare side of it, we do both sides of the industry. We have customers that are engaged with insurance companies from a medical insurance standpoint as opposed to an automotive insurance standpoint. So we service those types of customers as well. So from a market selection, that was the first thing. Or that's maybe a hidden characteristic that might be something that you're thinking about when you're talking about market selection. Is this market recession-proof? Right? Because we want to make sure that that market still exists if something happens to the economy like we're going through right now as I'm recording this video. Now, in addition to that, do those markets, do they have money, right? So both markets are relatively flush with money. Are they easy to target? Absolutely. That was another characteristic we took a look at. And is the market growing? One of the markets that we service is definitely growing, and it's been growing for years. And are they hungry for what it is that we deliver? The question of that was yes. So that's the process that we went through in regards to market selection. Now, within each one of those markets, in the medical field and also the healthcare industry, what we did is, in the automotive industry, what we did is niche down into those industries, into specific segments. So on one side in the automotive, we service automotive reconditioning companies, auto spas and things of that nature. On the other side, we service organizations like pain management, naturopathy, and things of that nature that are specialists in their fields when it comes. And then we're also looking for organizations that have 1 to 10 locations in each one of those market segments. So well established all the way up to thriving organizations that want to take their business to the next level, attract more patients, attract more repairs. And that's the process that we went through in regards to our market selection. 4 characteristics with that one hidden characteristic that I just talked about and discovered actually on this call as I was thinking, or on this training as I was thinking about it. We want to make sure they're recession-proof. We want to make sure they're hungry for what it is that we're offering. They have money, they're easy to target, and are they growing from a market standpoint? If you follow that, I would assert that you're going to have a lot more success. Again, it's all about creating a tailwind for your business and removing friction associated with growth. Business is hard enough as it is. Don't make it any harder than it has to be on you. So that's all I have for you today. Hopefully you got some value out of that. I hope that you did, because those are really great strategies and things that provided a lot of value to my organization. So I wanted to share that with our community, and hopefully you leverage that along with the frameworks that we provide with the Local Legend marketing methodology, our 5-step process in order to organize your digital ad campaign, and customer lifecycle automation, the strategies and frameworks behind building out your campaigns. That's all I got for you today. Until the next time we speak, make today and every day a fantastic day. We'll talk with you real soon.